Was popping, y'all. Piping hot off the unemployed press, Adam22 of No Jumper was allegedly about to lay somebody out in the middle of his office. And we're not talking about lay somebody out like his side profession where he's laying out those chicks, but we're talking about lay somebody out lifeless. And this all started with podcasting. Well, it didn't all start with podcasting, but first I'm going to play you guys the clip of the interaction that happened that nearly got very violent between Adam22 and this individual named King Pill, and then we're going to go to Adam22's breakdown, and then from there we're going to talk about how we got here. So first off, this guy in the camo that you're going to see in the video when I play it is King Pill. If you're unfamiliar, I saw maybe one or two clips of this guy. He came in after 4Extra was doing his whole shtick, and 4Extra had gotten locked up. So 4Extra, the guy that blew his hand off, I know, you're probably like, wait, hold on, some guy blew his hand off, some guy's putting baby oil all over himself, that's the King Pill guy. Some guys casting spells. Yeah, this is the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe over there at No Jumper. However, this King Pill guy comes in while 4Extra, I believe, is locked up, and this guy, instead of being blue side, he's red side, and he's got the bandana, and he's got his body lotioned up, and he's just calling out a bunch of people, and just saying a bunch of things to get some attention. So I think Adam22 found this guy entertaining. He definitely didn't blow up like 4Extra did, and I believe Whack 100 even warned him against him. So now I'm going to play you guys this clip. This is after King Pill did an appearance on No Jumper. So here you can see it's like, okay, it gets a little bit... Now, the people that are holding King Pill back are not Adam22's people. Those are King Pill's people. So they clearly didn't want anything to escalate or get worse. So what happens? Adam22, I mean, when you've got a show like this, and this is off camera too, in terms of like offline, this wasn't supposed to be put out there. So what he does is he's like, oh, hold on, we got some more content. We got to get back in the lab. So he gets back in the lab and he gives a little bit of an explanation on what led up to this. And I'm gonna play you guys that clip right now.
We finish up stuff here. We go out there. As I walk out there, I see that Aunt Hefe is already kind of dipping and that Munchie's like damn near out the door. And the Pomona boys and King Pill are the only ones left, right? No big deal. I'm like, okay, cool. They got out smoothly. That's good. I go. I'm hungry as hell. Start heating up my meal in the microwave. As I'm heating up the meal in the microwave, King Pill comes over to me and he says, yo, what's up with the money for that episode? Because I had actually told King Pill, I was like, listen, like, I want to try you out consistently on the Tuesday show. He said, all right, but bro, I'm broke, so I need money. Like, you know, are you going to be able to pay me? I said, okay, cool. We'll be able to give you a little bit of money for appearing on here or whatever. King Pill starts coming over to me, talking to me about this $200 or whatever the fuck it was. He's saying, yo, like, can you send me that money right now? I said, yeah, you know the group chat that I put you in with Josh? Just text that, and Josh will send it to you by the end of the night. He goes, by the end of the night, he's like, I'm trying to get paid right now. I need that money to get home. And I'm like, you realize that like a lot of people who work here, you get paid like every 2 weeks, every month, whatever, at the end of the week, et cetera. I'm like, it's not like, why are you acting like it's just like the most obvious thing in the world that you're supposed to be getting paid instantly as soon as you finish the podcast? Like, you got to chill. Like, the idea is that you're supposed to be on here consistently, and it's like, why are you putting pressure on me to pay you instantly as soon as, it just like struck me as a very weird thing. But his energy is weird. He's walking towards me. He's like really like kind of getting close to me and stuff.
So here Adam22 is talking about like, yeah, he's trying to get this money, and this was immediately after the podcast episode. And it seems like at this point, you're probably like, yo, this guy's a straight up tweaker. What's wrong with this dude? Why is he just getting violent all of a sudden? And is it about payment? Like, what's the deal? Also, Adam22, as far as I know, he hasn't been somebody to like scam people and directly scam employees. Like, hey, we owed you this check, you're not getting this check. Now, if your hand blows off and I don't know, it costs $30,000, he's not going to give you that $30,000. In the case of Brick Baby, well, he's not paying for your lawyer for an extended period to fight some gun charge. Things like that. That's a different story. But when it came to paychecks, I don't think anybody ever complained. Even the people that hate Adam now, like Sharp and others, they never said that we didn't get paid what we were told we were going to get paid. So we just got to put that out there. However, this really gets to a point where Adam22 starts talking about like, yo, this situation, he lets everybody know I got the fire on me. And in this clip, it gets worse. So I'm going to play you guys the rest of the explanation, and then we're going to get into it.
But we're going to be able to see the body
you can see it from that first pick. Look at the body language in the first pick.
Yeah, okay, so let's press play.
You went on screen, right?
Yeah, obviously. So you see me to the left, and that's King Pill wearing the army fatigues. We love a man in uniform.
Yeah.
And so he's kind of pressing me right now. He's saying, like, you know what, can you send it right now? I said, Josh can send it. He goes, can you make him send it right now? I'm like, if you want, you could call him. He goes, why can't you call him? He's like, it's your business. You could call him. He's like, just pressing me about like the dumbest shit possible right now. And those are all his boys.
You see how Shorty had tried to reach out and like grab his hand and tell him to chill too, really subtly?
Yeah. And so, okay, I'm like grabbing my food out of the microwave right now, slightly off camera. And you'll see that I start to walk kind of across the office. You're going to see this in just 1 second. He's still talking to me in a rather aggressive way at this point. It's like slowly ratcheting up. And this is me walking away and being like, bro, you need to chill. Like, Josh will get it to you, whatever. Okay, go to the next one. And like you can see, he's kind of like in my face now, right? Look at the way he's walking towards me. Look at the body language. Look how he's like, and then look he just bumped into me, and then I kind of like push him away. And then his boys jump in here. They're pulling him away. They're separating him. So what's he do? He pulls out his phone, typical internet thug, pulls out his phone, starts filming. I'm sure he's going to drop this footage at some point. He starts calling me the F slur, starts acting like I'm a bitch. The reason why I'm in the cubicle now is because I was looking for a lighter, and I was actually grabbing one off of Mikey's desk. So I'm trying to light a spliff right now, and King Pill trying to film a skit. He's trying to act like real angry. He's mad. But his boys are the ones standing in between him. Now look what he does here. He knocks the balls off, and he's still talking shit on the way out. And his boys go, shout out to his boys, honestly. The rest of the dudes from Pomona, we got to give it to them that they immediately shut the situation down, because you got to understand, the 22ster keep that fire on him. So when King Pill is doing all this, I'm starting to do the math in my head, and I start thinking, okay, so what's the line that needs to be crossed here in order for the 22ster to up blick on cuh? Now, in my head, what I established almost immediately was like, if he punches me, I'm pulling out and I'm going to start shooting at him.
So here, I'm listening to this like, whoa. The way that I look at it is, number one, I think everybody that was at No Jumper didn't mess with the King Pill dude and told Adam that, hey, this isn't a good idea to have this guy here. So I think a lot of problems in life, prevention, you know what they say, prevention is the best medicine. Like you wouldn't be at the doctor if you weren't gorging yourself with Waffle House every evening for the past 25 years. You wouldn't have this heart condition. But now we got to give you some sort of relief. With Adam22, it's like, hey, I don't think you would really... Now, the gun is I would say it's necessary, especially after someone ran into your old place with a blick, and this was at a time when... And it wasn't a real one, but that's a time when you could have lost your life. And that's how easy it was for your life to be taken away from you. But back then, Adam22 wasn't even rolling with all these dangerous affiliated people like he is right now that he's employing or has within his orbit. So we can't blame it on him for that. But with this guy, yeah, this guy's is a nutcase. And this is the problem when you work with nutcases. That usually old reality shows or whoever works with people like this, they're usually not gang members. They're just nutcases. But when you've got nutcases that are gang members, and who knows if they have drug problems or whatever else the case may be, this is what you get. But I don't think Adam22 was going... It's not that I don't think he was going to lay the dude down. It's that some dude pushes you or punches you and then you're going to end his life. That should scare a lot of people. It should also scare you if you can't control yourself. You probably want to stay away from No Jumper. You don't want to end up a ghastly, a ghoul, not a Gengar, more like a haunter. So you're probably thinking, yo, this guy, was he just tweaking? Well, I wouldn't necessarily say so. So this all stemmed from the podcast. And I'm going to play you guys the first clip because they have this new cast of people whom this other guy was supposed to be a part of, who's now trying to sue No Jumper, but that's a story for another day that I may or may not touch on. But in this clip, they asked King Pill about his opinions on something that, frankly, nobody probably wanted his opinion on that was watching. But I'm going to play you guys that clip.
All right, I got a question. As long as King Pill, I feel like he's like primarily interested in talking if we're going to be talking about him. So let's talk about this. You took the disses out of the Slide remix.
I knew this was going to bring this up.
Hey, and Hefe, I don't even want to tell you one of the disses that I was in the original Slide.
So here, the guy clearly says, yo, I'm on the BS. Like, let's talk about some nonsense. Let's talk about some fighting. Let's talk about something primal. Let's talk about something that doesn't require much thought from me, and I can just spew out some noises in a couple of sentences, and people will find it entertaining. And I do got to give the guy credit. He knows why he's there, and he knows why people want him there. And Adam22 takes this opportunity to say something where this is what changed everything. So I'm going to play you guys that clip.
Yeah. Man, you knew he was going to do it. I knew he was going to do it.
But you took him out.
Yeah.
But there's multiple disses. It wasn't just that one.
I know. And his version of that word means something else.
Yeah, a lot of my shit that I was talking about was in my local community, you feel me? But yeah, shit, I took it out to reach a wider audience, you feel me? Just so motherfuckers to play it and feel like they don't need to skip it, you feel me?
This is a setup like I've never seen before. And I don't know, this is the part where it gets confusing. You don't know whether Adam22 doesn't know what he's doing by doing this, or how far this is going, or can go, or if he does and he's trying to play dumb. And this has been a back and forth that Adam22 has had with academics, and academics would get enraged at times because of this, because he's like, yo, you're playing stupid in front of my face, and I know that you're playing stupid. But the audience, they don't really know. But what this guy's doing is, he's like, hey, didn't you So this other guy that's next to King Pill is Ant Hefe. I don't really know too much about this guy, but apparently he's from another gang. I mean, you could probably guess that, right? Like, he's on a No Jumper couch. He's got to be a part of a gang, or at least affiliated, or probably aspiring to be a part of one. So this guy, and he tells him, he's like, hey, you took out a bunch of these words. And this is the thing. That guy asked for things to be moved towards the BS. But I think Adam22 is like, oh, you think you're going to control the show? Well, we'll take it there, but we're going to take it beyond where you want to talk about. So he attacks him directly, or he sets him up to be attacked. And he's like, hey, didn't you complete high S-tier levels of instigation right here? Like, people talk about academics instigating. This is what you call instigating. So he says, yo, didn't you take out like some words? So apparently gangs got certain words to diss each other with that are really disrespectful and they're willing to die about. Did you know that? I didn't know that. I thought it was just like they just added K to the end of it. Like, you know, you got GDK and all of that stuff. But I guess there's something else in California. But I'm not too deep in the California gang stuff. Like I said, never claimed to be even a viewer of that type of history. Now, the modern stuff, yeah, it's almost unavoidable. So the young Ant Hefe guy is put in a position where he has to address that, because he's not going to look like a punk on live next to another guy because he has to go back to his neighborhood at the end of the day. And that's also part of his identity. That's how he grew up. So now he has to address the issue. And he does. So I'm going to play you guys that clip.
This although we ain't going to let that linger on. I'm from 83rd Street, bro. Like, and that's just the set, you feel me? Like, I know where he from on the set, and I don't play into the little fake politics. He ain't dissing A-Trey on the set. Period. I'm not barring no disrespect from no. Ain't never barred no disrespect from no. Period.
Who said
You know
somebody
what I'm
disrespected you?
But still, the topic coming up.
Yeah, that's what I tried to read in.
I'm talking to this man, bro.
Oh,
I'm talking to him because the topic lingering, bro.
That I'm disrespecting you?
Bro, you not hear what I'm saying?
Nah.
You said you from a community,
right.
and you said where it's aimed at.
But it ain't this show said though.
And that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying though.
Okay, so we saying the same shit. So we saying the same shit.
Okay, for sure.
We
Yeah.
don't gotta talk about it anymore.
Yeah.
For sure.
What we on, though?
Clarify.
We on explosives, nigga, to Ned, dropping babies and shit, contents and all this shit.
And now when you get this, the Anhefe dude presses the situation. And he's like, okay, so it doesn't sound like we've got a problem from that interaction. Well, this sets off another reaction because now King Pill looks like a goofy, a clown, and like he got humiliated by this other guy because he didn't stand on something that he said. So he looks like he's backtracking on live. And everyone says like, yo, this is just the internet. Not really. The internet is just a broadcast of what's happening. Now, back in the day, you could say it was just the internet because the internet was contained. Like if something happened online, most people didn't even know about it. Like for example, if people made YouTube videos and nobody in their entire neighborhood or friend group knew that those videos were getting crazy views back in the day. But now a person posts a TikTok and someone in your contact list gets to see the TikTok first on their feed. You're like, what the hell? How did this person even find this? So it got a lot more interconnected. And the point is, all that these guys have is their status in whatever gang it is. It's the environment that they're in. It's almost like, you kind of got to be violent. You got to fight. There are different sets of rules for different environments. So when people say, yo, I can't believe someone crashed out over this, like he just threw his life away over some comments. Yeah, I actually completely understand that because that person's whole identity is wrapped up in, and their upbringing is wrapped up in, if I get punked, my life is over. I'm not getting no chicks. But the homies that mess with me are going to look at me like a clown. Everybody's going to be talking behind my back. I'm not going to have friends anymore. And at that point, you've just ripped away everything that a human wants. So what's left? Either crash out or, do something else or leave. Most of them can't leave and find a new environment. So what's left? You've got to up the ante. And Adam22 has to know this. So when he sets up the situation, I think that King Pill dude is salty about it. And after the show, he probably got a lot of messages on his phone like, yo, you look goofy because this guy's trying to blow up. He went out to LA from wherever he's from to try and thug it out for whatever appearance fees Adam22 was willing to give him. The part where I would say, and this is where I think like Adam22 set himself up for this situation, because now let's say this guy got violent. You're probably thinking, well, the way that you embarrassed him, it's understandable. The logical conclusion would be for him to get violent. If it's not with the other guy, because that other guy may be willing to crash out and this guy's not on that level of don't give a F, he's going to press it on you because you segued it into the conversation that escalated into him getting quote unquote marked out, as they call it. So that should be expected. So the guy's trying to get his money, and then we get the situation that we get. Now that you know the backstory, you can't really say it's all this King Pill guy. Now, I know the guy's a nut, but this is the thing. If you're sane, you see this guy once, you probably have just seen this guy through the screen and said, I don't want to be anywhere near him. It's like, yo, put him on stage. He can perform. And then we're going to bring him back into the back. It's kind of like a tiger. You're like, oh, they bring out the tiger to perform. And then you guys leave. Or you see it from far away. So most of you have not even met the person and don't want to meet the person. But Adam22 is hiring the person and trying to do business with the person. Ugh. And the funny thing is, this guy thinks like he's just getting paid like it's like a Facebook marketplace. Like, yo, you just book me. Like, I need my fee right now. As if, as funny as it sounds, this operates like a business where people are getting paid on the 1st and the 15th. Shout out Lupe Fiasco for that one. But I just see things getting worse. And this is the problem when you are involved in the content as well. Like Adam22, it used to be just like all the other characters had to deal with the stuff. Now he has to deal with the stuff. I don't know if this doesn't stress him out or what. But I mean, he has been going on a hood tour, the one that 6ix9ine went on in 2018. Not a disrespectful hood tour, but so clearly I think he's energized by this stuff. Like, it gives him a sense of life. You know how people are, well, he did do BMX, which is like, is it considered, it's like an extreme sport. They play it at the X Games. So maybe this is that newfound adrenaline rush that the extreme sports can no longer provide, and the lack of drugs as well. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed, and I'm going to see you on the next one.